Well, welcome back to the class. Sorry, I just had to give us the break so that it doesn't appear as if we are talking too much. You have to rest a bit and then continue like that so that you don't have information overload. If it was just one class, better, but since there are two classes, we must take some form of break in between. So what we'll be looking at in this particular class for week 4, which is supposed to be for last week, is multimedia hardware and software. Talked about hardware and software, hardware, part of it in our previous class, so we expatiate more on it in this class, and software. And at the end of this particular class, you should be able to define interactive multimedia and metamedia. Explain the benefits of interactivity to multimedia application. Describe the various components of multimedia, interactive multimedia. You see that it's tied to the previous class. It's still in the same unit. Issues in multimedia system, components of a multimedia system, that is where we are, and trends in multimedia system. So when we started with the microphone, no, it wasn't microphone. We started with sound card, and then we also talked about the loudspeaker. So the next hardware component we'll be looking at is a microphone, which is an audio input device. Some people will ask, what do we need a microphone for? A microphone is used to transmit audio signals from the outside into the computer system. If you are looking for interactivity, then you should also be aiming for, oh, let me even let my voice be captured in the system so that people can hear it. A microphone will allow you to do that. Just as I'm speaking with you now, a microphone is capturing my voice, and you are hearing it via your loudspeaker in your various computers and phones. So without the microphone, any one of you will not be able to hear me. The level of the input signal to the microphone can be controlled under the Windows operating system. And a common mistake made by newcomers to multimedia application is a failure to set the input signal control properly so that very faint sound or no sound at all is emitted when playing back record is made by the user. It is advisable to purchase a microphone that has its own on and off switch. And this advice is necessary only when your system does not have an inbuilt microphone in it. For my own, the moment I start recording, I want to start recording maybe the Zoom session, all I need to do is to go straight to where you have the volume control. Increase the volume, the input volume, so that you could be hearing my voice. If the input volume is very low, people the other way, maybe like you, will not be complaining, I can't hear you, we can't hear you. But with my input volume very high, you can hear me. And then when you are speaking back, the output volume is high, I can also hear you well. So without any loss of communication. They also have video card and graphic card. I mentioned that this is very, very important. How will you feel when you have invested so much resources on your system? You want to play back a video, you want to watch a video, all you are seeing are low quality video display. You will not be happy. So the video card is very, very essential, and they are almost used to mean the same thing, video and graphic card. The term card in this context is a jargon for an electronic circuit board. It's not just a normal card like complementary card, no. It is not visible externally, but when you open the system unit and you go to the motherboard, you see it. But you can also see the rear of the card from the socket into which you plug the monitor. That particular port that you plug your monitor is the rear of the card. It has its own port that allows you to plug the monitor to it. And then the monitor interfaces with the video or graphic card so that graphics and video can come out from your system to the monitor, no problem. It is important to know what kind of video card your computer is equipped with, as this affects what the monitor can display. When you purchase software, make sure that your computer has a video card that is compatible with the software you wish to use. Some software will only work on computers equipped with video cards that has higher specification. Otherwise, they will not work. And so most software you buy also have video card or graphic card compatibilities. And so when your video card is not compatible with that particular software, you start seeing things, this video cannot be played, this software cannot be loaded, and you start having issues like that. Why? Because your video or graphic card is not compatible with that particular software. Either the software has a higher video compatibility requirement than what your video card can contain. If your video card has a higher compatibility requirement, it can pick up any software or any recording that even has lower compatibility. It will pick them up and play them, no problem. CD-ROM drive. CD-ROM stands for compact disc read-only memory. It's an optical disc that uses laser, and data will be written via laser and be maybe interpreted via laser, a process that is often referred to as burning a CD. A CD-ROM looks much the same as an audio CD, but in this case, a CD-ROM can contain text, sound, pictures, and motion video, while for an audio CD can contain only sound. A CD-ROM drive is another device that helps you to run multimedia application. I think is a big compartment that allows your CD to be played on it. The CD plays on it and it is shown via your computer monitor. And when it is playing, it has a laser head that reads from the CD and writes to it. CD-ROMs are the commonest storage media for multimedia applications. Modern computers are now usually equipped with a combination drive that enables both CD-ROMs and DVDs to be played and recorded, as well as playing and creating audio CDs and movies. So the combination drive you have now can play both DVD and CD. It doesn't select. In the old days, a DVD drive is strictly different from a CD drive. But later, a DVD drive can play both CD and DVD. Then now, we now have a drive that can play both CD and DVD. CD-ROM drives are available in a variety of different speeds. The speed being described as 12S, which is 12 times, 24S, and so on. This indicates the speed at which data can be pulled off the CD-ROM drive. They can store a minimum of 650 megabytes of data, which then makes them smaller compared to even your glorious flash drive. A flash drive can store up to 64 gigabytes of data. Compared to other storage media, the CD storage capacity is impressive. Some other media like floppy diskette is better than them. Zip drive is better than them. Once written, the data on the CD-ROM drive can be fixed and rendered unalterable. That is why you call it a ROM. ROM means read-only memory. Whatever is there, you can only read it. You cannot alter it. But modern computers are usually equipped with a CD read-write drive that can now read and write from a CD. And you have special CD-ROM, CD drive that once you write on them, you can erase them and you can write them. So you call some of them CD recordable and CD rewritable. For the CD recordable, it's a special drive, a special CD that allows you to burn contents on it. As long as it's inside the system, you can keep on editing and burning. But the moment it leaves the system, you can no longer alter it. But CD rewritable, once it's in the system, you can burn, write, remove. Once you remove it outside the system, you can insert it like a floppy disk drive as many times as possible, and it can always be reusable. A CD read-write drive is useful for making backup and storing your own. Most modern PCs come equipped with a DVD drive. DVD means digital video disc, but nowadays it has been changed to digital versatile disc. And they look just the same as CD. But funny enough, DVD-ROM are denser and could store more data than CD. On the average, a DVD-ROM on its own can store 20 times the content of a CD. So when you say a CD can store 650 megabytes, multiply it by 20, you could have 13 gigabytes for a single DVD. It can store it. So modern multimedia computers usually come equipped with a DVD read-write drive or a combination drive, which can read and write to CD-ROMs too. The main advantage of all types of DVD is that they offer very high quality video and sound. Because they are denser, they also come with compression capabilities. They can compress your files so that they are now manageable inside the DVD. A DVD player is the name given to the device used in home entertainment systems to play back video, and audio. And this DVD player can play DVD video disc, which are referred to as DVD movie disc, which contain full-length feature films, videos of concert performances, and audio CDs. A DVD drive, as fitted in a multimedia computer, can play DVD-ROM disc, DVD video disc, and CD-ROM. All together, I can play any of them. Another equipment, hardware we may need, is a scanner. A scanner. A scanner is a device that copies hard copy information into digital media. A scanner and a photocopy machine, they use the same technology. The difference being that a photocopy machine will take the same hard copy and make another hard copy of it on paper and bring out. But a scanner will take that same hard copy and make a digital copy of it. It doesn't bring it out. It sends it to a computer for processing as a file. So because of a scanner, you can make a digitized copy of a printed page, graphic image, or photograph. Simple graphic images are usually stored in a format known as GIF, graphic interchange format. Photographs are usually stored in a file format known as JPEG, Joint Photographic Expert Group. And they can then be printed on a color printer. You can send them out as an image attachment to a friend or colleague, or incorporate them into a website. Scanners do not distinguish text from graphic images and photographs. So you cannot use a word processor to edit directly a printed page that has been scanned. But nowadays we have converter software that can also convert scanned pages into a form that you can edit. You can edit the text that has been written on them as much as possible. So to edit text read by an optical scanner, you need an optical character recognition software to translate the image into real text. That is what I was referring to. A format that can be read by a word processor. The most popular type of scanner is known as a flatbed scanner. It looks like a photocopier and works in a similar way. Some scanners are also small handheld devices, which you can use. You slide it across the paper, which contains the text or image that you wish to scan. You just move it through and it goes through it. Handheld scanners are fine for small pictures and photos, but they are difficult to use if you need to scan an entire page of text or larger images. For the scanner, there's a big problem now. I doubt if many of you in class today have ever used a scanner. The reason I'm saying this is that the scanner was just gaining in popularity when the mobile phone came out. The moment Android phones now started coming out, excuse me, it's telling me that I'm running low on data. I'm sorry. So let me quickly load more data before it locks me out. It doesn't know that I'm even teaching you. It's disturbing me. Just give me like 30 seconds. I will get the data back so that I'll be using it before it takes me out. Because if it takes me out of your class, many persons here will not be happy. So what I'm saying is that for the scanner, the modern Android phone and iPhone have even replaced much of its capabilities because they also contain digital cameras that act as scanners, and you can use them to scan images. For some time now, I use my scanner to, I use whatever I have here. That is, I use my mobile phone to scan images like that, as the case may be, and it has been helpful to me. So I no longer have to use a scanner to do most of these things. So the Android phone and the iPhone have taken over much of that responsibility. Other hardware tools we can also think about, we can use to complement the ones we have just mentioned, are audio digitizers, which are pair of audio to digital and digital to audio converters. Wavetable synthesis, they have the capability of producing sound. Mixer combines the above two signals with a missing audio from a CD-ROM or DVD-ROM. We have 3-jack, which is a microphone input, line in from stereo, TV, radio, and speaker output, the one you connect to those 3 wires you connect to your television or your video player that has yellow, red, and white color. You call them 3 jack. It's a microphone input. You have a PC camera or webcam, which I'm using, which allows the user to see people at the same time they communicate on the internet, as well as edit video from a video camera or a VCR. You have a digital camera, which is like a regular camera, except that the images are stored to a floppy disk, a PC card, or internal memory. You have a display device, a monitor, your Android screen, video card, what that allow for the display of visual multimedia components. Then you have television. Televisions are now reigning, especially the smart television, where you can use your Android phone to control what is being played on it. You can store files on your Android phone and play it on your television, no problem. You can even use the internet on your Android phone to power the television, and you connect to the internet, connect to, what do they call it? You connect to different, like Netflix and other multimedia pages to watch live videos. Then, Lydia, please, can you off your mic? Lydia. Nana Igwe, please off your mic.
Sir. Yes. Okay, sir.
Then you have multimedia data projector. Your normal data projector is also a hardware too, because you could be showing the content of a multimedia on a small screen. But with the aid of the projector, it can be projected onto a bigger screen and more persons will be able to see it. Then you have video capture card, which enables you to connect a video camera or VCR to a computer and manipulate the video. Then we've talked about the software. Let's now look at the hardware, sorry. Let's now look at the software. At the end of this particular unit, you should be able to outline the various software required to run multimedia applications. Describe fully each of these multimedia software applications, then how to create, edit, and play movie and sound using these multimedia software applications. Media player, window media player, that is my friend. When I first started using my computer, media player was my very good friend because it can help me open the content of my flash, of my floppy disk, my hard disk, and then I can load media files on it and start playing. With time, I started using it to edit. With time again, I also started using it to convert to different file formats, and later found out that not all formats can be represented using the Windows media player. Lydia, your microphone is on again. It's giving us problem. You are not talking, so off your mic.
Sorry, sir.
That your background is disturbing. Sorry. Software that you require for running multimedia applications,
I'll put it off.
I know, will probably be supplied with your multimedia computer, because most time when you buy your computer, most of this software come as default gift. They give it to you. So a media player should automatically spring into action when your computer needs to play an audio or video clip. You just put a video CD on your DVD drive, immediately it will spring into action. A media player is in effect a virtual playback machine that also works the same way as your video player you have at home, because it has play, stop, pause, fast forward, fast reverse, and volume control button. Media players installed on your computer can also act as a plugin when an audio or video clip is accessed on the web. What you mean by plugin is that when you want to access an audio or video clip on the web, instantly the media player will be contacted and it will be activated and it will play it without you being required to install any additional software. iTunes is used for playing and organizing multimedia files and transferring them to an iPod or similar mobile devices. iTunes is owned by Apple, so it also offers an extensive online library of music recordings and video recording. We have VLC Media Player, which is a cross-platform. It can play contents in a PC and in a Mac system. It's a media player that plays virtually any type of media file, whether they are available on Mac computer or PC computer. We have QuickTime for playing audio and video file. We have Replayer for playing audio and video file. We also have Windows Media Player, which is common to PCs, normally bundled with the Windows operating system. Then, for the Windows Media Player, it provides an intuitive, easy-to-use interface for you to play digital media files. Organize your digital files, organize your digital media collection as the case may be. That's for your Windows Media Player. It organizes your digital, excuse me, somebody. Excuse me, somebody is trying to interrupt my class, so let me off the phone so it doesn't disturb me. Windows Media Player provides an intuitive, easy-to-use interface for you to play digital media files, organize your digital media content, as the case may be, and burn CDs of your favorite music. I've done that several times. Rip music from CDs. I've done that several times. I can borrow CD from somebody and I like the music inside of the video. I can rip the content from it and store it on my system. Sync digital media files to a portable music player and shop for digital media content from online stores. Procedure for loading Windows Media Player. You start. You go to All Programs. You select Windows Media Player. Then on your media guide, you can click on Help with Stores or Content. You can read through the help contents. D, you can load and play an audio, video CD, or DVD. E, you can rip music. What you mean by ripping music is to record music from an audio player and keep it on your computer. So you can rip music from an audio CD to the library. You can bomb music to the CD. You can have an empty CD, bomb music to it. You can synchronize the video music to a memory card. You can change how videos that you play look by adjusting the hue, the brightness, and the contrast. You can change how Windows Media Player look by using skin, that is background, adjusting it as the case may be. Then you have what we should call codec. Codec. A codec is short for compressor, decompressor, or coder, decoder. A codec is a software that is used to compress or decompress a digital audio or video file. Codecs are additional pieces of software that operate in conjunction with different media players. And certain types of audio and video recordings will only play back if the relevant codec is running in conjunction with the media player that you are using. So they help to compress and decompress. They help to code and decode. So it's a software that is used to compress or decompress a digital audio or video file. A codec can consist of two components, an encoder and a decoder. The encoder compresses the file during creation, and the decoder decompresses the file when it is played back. Why do you need to compress? Because you need to save space. If you don't compress and you store the file in its original form, it may be too large for your storage compartment to accommodate. So you need to compress it so it now reduces the size on disk. When you are now playing, the decompressor will now expand it on your computer so that you can play it easily without any problem. Some codecs include both components, while other codecs include only one. Codecs are used because a compressed file takes up less storage space on your computer or on the web. When users play an audio or video file in media player, the media player will use a codec to decompress the file. The extension WAV, MP3, AVI, WMA, WMV, and W and MPEG is not a guarantee that an audio or video file can be played in the media player, as the file may have been compressed using a codec that is different from those already installed on your computer. Some of you will have that problem. This file is an MP3 file. Why is it not playing on my own system? Does it have a problem? No. It may be that the codec available on the system used in encoding that file is different from the codec on your computer. And that may have been the case, so it's not able to recognize it. Digital Language Lab. Digital Language Labs, they incorporate a media player recorder. They go one step further as they offer in digital format the same kind of audio interactive facilities found in a traditional language lab, including monitoring facilities and playback. The following businesses supply Digital Language Lab. We have their link. When you get the, okay, you already have the slide, so you can go to this link and check them out, as the case may be. I'm not marketing for anybody. DVD media players. We are talking about Windows media players, so let's look at DVD media players. If a computer is equipped with a DVD drive, it will need a media player that enables DVD to be played. It's likely that your computer will have a DVD-compatible media player already installed in it, or if you have purchased a computer with a DVD drive. But many other media players will also play DVD. If your computer does not have a DVD drive, what do? You can buy an external DVD drive, connect it to your computer, it will play the DVD without any fail. Multimedia editing software. A user that intends to develop multimedia application, for every user that intends to develop a multimedia application, there's a need for additional editing software. Because when you finish developing, you may feel that what you have just developed may have some defect and you want to do some alteration. So an editing software will help you do that. And it can be used to create and edit images, your audio files and your sound files, which are collectively known as assets we have mentioned earlier. A selection of packages for creating and editing images, sound, and video is described below. We have Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. The site is given. Corel Paint Shop Pro and Corel Painter and LV Pro. So when using the above packages, it is important to be aware of the different formats in which images can be stored on a computer. Most image editing packages allow you to save images in different formats, which we are going to be looking at. And then they can also convert from one format to another. The commonest format as BMP, bitmap. In bitmap format, which is used by Windows Paint, images stored in this format tend to be rather large, very, very large. Then you have EPS, encapsulated PostScript format, an image file format that is used mainly for printing images on PostScript printers. You have GIF, graphic interchange format. This format is commonly used for storing simple graphics on the World Wide Web, especially line drawings and map. You also have JPEG, Joint Photographic Group or Joint Photographic Expert Group. The JPEG format uses a palette of millions of colors and is primarily intended for photographic images. It mixes colors from several millions available, and so that is why the color quality is very, very high. JPEG files contain photographic images, and they are normally smaller than GIF files containing photographic images. Why? Because JPEG files are normally compressed. So because of that, they are commonly used for storing files on the web. Then TIF or TIFF, tag image file format. Files stored in this format give a high quality image, but they are huge in terms of size. Then we will look at scanning or optical character recognition software. Most image editing packages also include software for acquiring image from scanners. Get the image from the scanner, and you can also edit them. When you buy a flatbed scanner, it is normally supplied with software for scanning images from photographs or other printed media, and with optical character recognition software for scanning in text and converting them into a format that can be read from a word processor and then edited. They also have sound recording and editing software. Making and editing sound recordings and turning them into podcasts are not difficult. These are some of the tools available for making sound recording. You have Adobe Audition, which is industry standard. You have Audacity, which is a freeware. What I mean by freeware is that you can actually download it for free and use it. And it allows for all the basic features of editing, but you need to download additional software in order to create MP3 files. You have Goldwave, you have ACH Swift Sound, and you have Sound Recorder, which is supplied with Windows. It's easy to make recordings directly onto the hard disk of a computer, but it's preferable to make them first on a portable recorder and then upload them to the computer using a connection lead. Most sound editing packages allow a user to save images in different formats and to now convert them from one format to another. The commonest formats are MP3, which is the standard format for storing sound files. MP3 is the standard format for storing sound files. On the web, MP3 is the form favored for podcasting. The advantage of this format is that it compresses the sound for saving space without a significant loss in quality. It's a variant of MPEG, Motion Pictures Expert Group. MP4 is AAC is an abbreviation for MPEG-4, Advanced Audio Coding. The MP4 Advanced Audio Coding file format is used to store audio files in more manageable sizes without affecting the quality of that particular file. And it is best used as the default audio format of Apple's iPhone, iPod, and iTunes media player. They have WAV. Until recently, the commonest format produces high quality sound, but takes up quite a lot of space, so people do not use them much again. Then Windows Media Audio is Microsoft's own audio encoding format that is starting to gain popularity due to its high quality output at lower file sizes. Video editing software. Your pre-recorded video that you have recorded, because it is not the one you are currently recording, you have already recorded it, you can edit it. Maybe it can be on a camcorder. You can upload it to the computer by means of a cable that connects the computer to the FireWire port. A FireWire is in essence a device that allows you to transfer recording very quickly from your camcorder to your computer. Many modern computers already have a FireWire port built in. The wire is just like a USB cable. You connect it to back of your digital, your video camera recorder, and connect it to the appropriate port on the socket on your computer, and then you can now transfer whatever you have on your video camera onto your computer. If your computer does not have a FireWire port, then you have to buy a FireWire card and slot it in. But all the modern laptops, they all have FireWire ports. If you look at it, the port, the size, the opening is a bit wider than that of your USB. When you look at where your USB port is, it's a bit wider. Most modern computer systems that are designed for audio and video applications have FireWire ports built into them. If you are not sure that you have a FireWire port, have a look at the sockets for connecting to external devices on your computer. A FireWire port is smaller than the USB port, and it's located near the USB port. When you say it's smaller, it is smaller in terms of size, but wider. You can just put it there, everything will be accommodated. Okay, this is the FireWire cable. This is it. This is the USB cable. This is the FireWire port. And this is the other FireWire port. So you look at, this is the USB, this is the FireWire. So it looks a bit wider, but this is where you plug it in. And then this is for your USB. So you have it at the back of your computer there. Video editing software, we have the following: Adobe Premiere, YouLate Video Studio, Pinnacle Studio, Final Cut Pro, Macros, Movie Maker, SCA Software, Video Spin by Pinnacle. Then let's look at the various software formats we have been talking about. ASF, Advanced Streaming Format. This one is from Microsoft and stores both audio and video information that is specially designed to run over the internet. It enables content to be delivered as a continuous stream of data with little wait time before playback begins. This means that you no longer have to wait for your audio and video files to fully download before starting to view them. AVI means audio video interleave format. Still very popular, but MPEG is gradually taking over that because MPEG takes lesser storage space. FLV, which abbreviates to flash video, is a proprietary file format used to deliver video over the web using the Adobe Flash Player plugin. MOV is for Macintosh. It is the standard format for storing video files on the Apple Macintosh to be played in the QuickTime Media Player. And you have MPEG or MPG, Motion Picture Expert Group, which is the commonest format for storing video, especially on the web. Economical in terms of storage size. MP4 AVC. MP4, I think it can be used for even video now. People use it for video. It's a file format used to store video files in more manageable size without affecting the quality. And it's also increasingly being used for storing video on iPod and similar portable devices. You have ROM, Real Player for media, used for playing streaming audio and streaming video. ROM or Real Media Player enables content to be delivered as a continuous flow of data with little wait time before playback. Then you have WMV, Windows Media File, which is Microsoft's own file format. It's the same as ASF, except that it can be downloaded instead of streamed from a server. We now talk about plug-ins. Plug-ins, you've heard about the term before. A plugin is an extra piece of software that a web browser needs to run certain elements of a web page. Example, animated sequences and audio or video clips. You will find that whenever you click on an icon that signifies the availability of streaming audio or video material, your browser will link with a plugin. If the plugin is not available, already installed on your computer, then you will be able to download it free of charge. Some web pages incorporating multimedia often need plugins such as Flash Player, QuickTime, Shockwave Player, or Replayer. Plugins are usually quick and easy to install, normally free of charge, and open up a wealth of new material. Sites that require a plugin usually provide a link to a site from which the essential plugin can be downloaded. So these are the sites from which Flash Player, Shockwave, and Replayer can be downloaded. Flash Player, QuickTime, Replayer, Shockwave. You have the various sites. Podcasting is a broadcast digital recording, digital audio recording, usually in MP3 format, made available by the web. You record it, keep it on the web, people download it and play. We call it a podcast. The term broadcast is used to describe a broadcast digital video recording, usually in MPG format, also made available via the web. The term podcast takes its name from a combination of iPod, Apple's portable digital media player, and broadcasting. But podcast and broadcast do not necessarily require the use of an iPod. You can use an Android to create a podcast. Podcast and broadcast can simply be downloaded to a computer and played using a standard media player program. Class review exercises. Do we even have time to answer these? Okay, it's the same questions we asked in the last class that we are asking here because it's almost supposed to be the same notes. If you have any question in less than 1 minute, ask it so that before we close the class. In less than 1 minute, that is what we have. Class will soon terminate. If you don't have any question, we could terminate the class. Then let's start making arrangements for whether the class will hold on Wednesday. If it will hold, I will also want it to hold for 2 hours, 7 to 9. If it will hold, if it will not hold, you have the platform. I will always inform you to let you know whether it will hold or not. And then alternatively, we can think of some other time. And that is just the issue. But I want us to always be having our class every week so that if we have the next 2 hours, we are already in tune. Then we can do one